Antifragile is a system which is the opposite word of fragile, and robust is the opposite word of fragile. Fragile things break under resistance and under overload situations. It shattered and break easily, like an example of wine glass. On the other hand, fragile's opposite word is robust. Robust things remain same while in circumstances, painful situation and under resistance. These things remains. But antifragile is a different thing. Antifragile is neither fragile nor robust. Antifragile means things which evolve and get better and gain most in under situation in under resistance and gain through disorders, uncertainty and vitality. So what is it? So we are going to discuss about this. My name is Mangal. I'm from Natural English Academy and we are going to learn about antifragile and antifragility, how does it works and how we can implement this thing, this system in our language learning and language development, and how can we improve our communication skill in a high-stake situation. Let's get started before further ado. Here, antifragile system does not shatter in a undergo situation, in obstacles, in painful and in resistances. It does not resist any pain. It can adapt. It learns through that. Entire nature works on this system. Nature grows and evolves through lots of pain, struggle, and lots of resistance. It does not deny it. But on the other hand, fragile things, they are weak. They resist pain. They deny. They don't want to invite these things. If these things come towards it, it's shattered. It cannot bear it. It's shattered easily. On the other hand, robust, as I said before, it remains same in all situation. That's why it does not change. So one thing that never change, that is the one a kind of dead things never changes. Only alive things apply this antifragile system. Alive things can learn better, evolve through mistakes. Now, how we can implement this in our language development? Antifragile allows you to make mistakes and allows and invite uncertainty and vitality so that you learn better in undergo situation where you are put on a high stake situation but you don't know how to perform. So it always invites and it happy to get this kind of uncertainty because your brain learns through these kind of things. It learns, it evolves, such as your immune systems learn better and grow better through antidote, and it prepare for upcoming any kind of virus, so ready for any kind of situation. On the other hand, if I talk about in a gym, when you go and build your muscles grown up. How? Because there's anti-fragile system applies. But fragile things will break, shatter, and robust things will remain same. In English, when you put yourself in a high stake situation where you cannot understand, where you cannot communicate well, you don't prepare, you are not prepared completely. Put yourself there and you will see results. How? Because your brain learns through trial and errors. Embrace your mistakes and put yourself in that situation. Your brain will learn and evolve and get better and better. It will learn through it because there is a code and there is a complete book about that. The obstacle is the way of learning. If you want to get better, obstacles, embrace obstacles. These Obstacles will help you in your language development, in your life, in your spiritual, in your physical world, in every single area of your life. So here you have need to do to apply anti-fragile system so that you learn better English. What happened when you start learning? You avoid, you skip mistakes, you want to perform 100% accurate English. But that's not possible because you have not put yourself in that situation, in the under stress situation, then how your brain will learn? So let me give you a kind of a thing, a framework which you have need to follow and you will grow better. What is that? Set a thing, a kind of a to-do list where you have to 90% be in your comfort zone and 10% you have to go out and put yourself in an uncertain situation where you are not prepared, you have no idea about what to speak, and your brain will learn better there because you will make mistakes while you will open your mouth, and I know that. And what we want, every single thing whatever you have learned in your, even today, you have learned through lots of mistakes. Even you learned walking, talking, speaking, so many things, writing, reading, whatever you have learned, even cooking, you have learned through lots of mistakes. But now today you are avoiding is just because you have self-doubt that all people will think that you don't need to care about them. You have need to train yourself. This is the way of learning. This is the way of embracing your success, to learn through mistakes. Here you are avoiding and skipping mistakes. So if you will do this, you will be always like a dumbass, right? So personally I recommend you, then you have to go put yourself in a high stake situation, learn better through mistake. In just sitting in a comfort zone, you would not be able to perform English. You might not hear that what people are talking about your English. You have to embrace your feedback, seek feedbacks from others. Whatever you are speaking, go and seek a teacher, and the teacher will give you right feedback that you have not performed there, now you have need to do it. You have need to correct here yourself, and then you will see that whatever mistake you have made, now you have need to correct. Your brain also learned through mistakes. When you make mistakes, it learned that it was not that thing, now I have need to correct it. So while you apply this anti-fragile system, you learn better. And what's this is matter a lot. You might heard this kind of technique, but here first time I'm talking about anti-fragile system, because entire nature works on this, a kind of anti-fragile system. A plant grows through lots of pain. It resists pain, it does not resist wind, it does not resist sunlight. In a hard heat waves, in a undergo situation, a plant grow better and better. But you are, as a human, you sit in a comfort zone in a house where you don't have a sunlight a lot and you are feeling comfortable. Then how will you evolve? How will you get better? Your immune system will decline. How will you incline? In Our ancestors were not like this way. They were learning through obstacles. They were walking, they were looking for new ideas and learning whatever was needed for them. They learned every single thing. Even, even they learned through lots of mistake, trial and errors. They did that. They made homes and built, and that shattered, that clashed. They put themselves in a chaotic situation. They learned things, that how we have to get out of these problems and situation, and that get out of that situation, and they learned a lot, that how to learn understand things better. And they find out, they made territories and wrote so many books about how to work, how to apply system, how to understand things. And here's the beautiful thing, now today what we are doing, You wanna learn everything, but you don't wanna put yourself in a high stake situation, in a circumstance you are resisting pain. If you will resist pain, how can you learn? Then you are a fragile mindset. Your mindset, you are weak, you are dumbass. Like if you are living in a fragile comfort zone mindset where you don't have any kind of pain, you are not having any kind of stress, you are not chaotic. It's right, I'm not saying that you have to be in a chaotic situation, but if you will not put yourself in a chaotic situation, how will you learn? How your brain will evolve? How will you face interviews? Because in interviews things never go in your way. They will not ask simple questions. The moment you will sit in front of an interviewer, they will ask you questions and you will just ramble, and you will forget what you have need to say. You'll even forget why you have came here. So what will you do? In a circumstance you learn things. So put yourself before IS exams. They do pre-interview. They conduct pre-interviews. Why? To that students learn better in under situation, in under circumstance, so that they understand how does things work in a real life. Real interview is not like that way that you are thinking. Real interviews are very different. They ask you right questions. If you are rumbling, jumbling, and you are not giving the right answer and coherent and concise answer clearly, they will not select you, because they check that you are not prepared here. Your mind is not trained. You are, no matter how much educated you are not prepared for high stakes situation, because in a practical word things that this is uncertainty. How will you manage self if the crisis will come in future? How will you sustain? How will you understand? How will you keep out of us? Why we are making you a IS officer in here? Because we want to get a better person from here who can manage things, who can understand problems and get solution out of it. Why I will take you? Why I have to recruit you? Our company manager will ask you why I have to recruit you, and you will say I know so many things. They will say I don't need so many things. I need one thing that should be clear and concise. You will say, oh, that's right. Then at that moment you will forget what I have need to say, because you didn't go there in that kind of situation where an interviewer asks kind of a question, because school does not prepare you for that kind of preparation and that kind of circumstance. And never, they will never do this kind of thing. Now things are changing. There are so many schools and colleges, they are training students for these kind of things, but what is the mindset of parents? They are not taking it seriously. They are not embracing practical life skills. They want to just academic things, degree and numbers, and that's your problem. I don't care anything here. Yeah, what you have need to do, just understand. If you will not embrace mistakes, you will not put yourself in a high stake situation, in a mistakes, in a obstacles, then you will not get better at English communication. That's guaranteed. If you will not sit hours and hours of time, you have to spend, watch that kind of movie. Again I'm telling you, if you want to develop this system, because it's integrated in you. You don't need to go and somewhere seek from someone. It's in you, it's within you. What you have need to do to just understand the system, how does it works, and you will see system works in a different way. When you put on a situation, you learn things better. So here you have to try to understand, friends, here that system works with obstacles. Also, uncertainty is the life. It's inevitable. You cannot predict, but that's a good thing here. You cannot predict, but you can understand better. So go and watch a movie which you cannot understand. Read a book which you cannot understand, which you can't comprehend. So go and put yourself in across a situation where people are talking English, and you will say they are speaking, but you aren't able to understand themselves. then you have need to understand that you will realize that I have need to prepare myself. Then your mind will understand, and then your mind will evolve through that kind of mistakes, and you will see that's what happening with me, and that's what we want. Your minds learn through mistakes. So, last but not the least, embrace your mistakes. Obstacle is the way. So now, final summary. What you have need to do. First, develop anti-fragile mindset. Embrace mistakes. Learn through mistakes. Ask, seek feedbacks. How you speak, how you have, how you have to do things better. How can, because your mind will reflect whatever mistakes you have done, whatever mistakes you have made. Your mind will reflect that I have not need to speak this word, and I have to change this word. I have to do things better here. Your mind will learn. Your mind is your brain is a kind of a recognition, pattern recognition machine. It learns through lots of practice. It learns through trial and error method. So make mistakes, it will learn through past mistakes, and it will never repeat that mistake. So if you are speaking and making sentence structure mistakes, your sentence structure, your sentence fragments are not right, your subject and verb agreement is not right, right? So what you have need to do here, do trial and error method, record yourself and review and reflect on yourself. Then you will see that I have need to correct yours here. And when you will do, when you will understand that things works in this way, your mind will evolve, and it will evolve this pattern also, that I have need to do this practice for getting better. Then your mind learn. This is called conscious competent. You were unconscious uncompetent, now you are conscious competent here. So when you embrace these things, you become conscious competent. After unconscious competent, this is the final goal of yourself, that you have to learn this unconscious competent. So this is your final third thing, develop your unconscious competent skills. And fourth thing, put yourself in mistakes, in uncertain public talk, in uncertain speech, in conversations where you aren't able to perform, you are not prepared, you are not understanding what's going on. Then you will learn better. If anything here you did not understand, you can ask me in the comment box. I will be happy to reply your comment. So I hope you understood this topic. If you don't have any understanding of this topic, you can again ask me in the comment box. And please, I will not say that if you would like this video, if you had enjoyed, then please like this channel. Oh, sorry, like this video, subscribe this channel, share with your loved one who they have need of this thing. Thank you. See you in the next episode. Till then, bye.